In the morning of November 9th in 1938, two SS men came to search our apartment, ransack it really. They were looking for valuables and foreign money. Now, we didn't have valuables because in the summer of that year, all Jews had to turn in all their valuables. So they came that morning, threw everything out of the cupboards, out of the cabinets, and swore that they didn't find anything, and left, leaving us in a big mess. And my father knew that his brothers in Berlin had American dollars, and he couldn't use the phone because it was bugged. So he said to my mother, "We keep the store closed today. I'm going to go to Berlin to warn them." My mother was busy all day cleaning up the mess, and toward late afternoon we heard noises outside, shouting and singing. And we looked out, and there was a big crowd. And this crowd grew. Not only were they singing the national anthem and their slogans about killing Jews, but they were yelling, "Jews, come out, we want to kill you." The whole street was full of people. And we had roll-out shutters on our show windows and the front door of the store. And they started banging on the shutters. And somewhere along the line, my mother said, "Get your coat." This was in November, it was cold. And when we heard glass breaking, my mother grabbed me and we went out a back door that went into a courtyard and out a side street. And we walked, it seemed like hours, along the buildings trying to keep away from street lighting. And we wound up at the police station. And the police chief said, "You can stay here, I'll protect you." Well, the next morning, my father came back from Berlin and went to our store and saw the mess created, Jew and swastikas painted in tar all over, all the show windows broken, all the merchandise in the street with tar poured over it. But then we found out from other people that the synagogue had been burned down that same night. The fire departments were on standby to put out the fires only if nearby buildings were endangered, but our synagogue was in a park-like setting, so it was allowed to burn to the ground. We lived behind boarded-up windows for a few days, and I went to school as if nothing had happened. This was 4 or 5 days after Kristallnacht, and amid yelling by my classmates and spitting, the teacher says, "We don't want you Jews in our midst anymore, get out of here." And they chased me out of school. They really turned vicious, and I ran all the way home.